Okay, so let's talk about the International Association of Privacy Professionals certifications. You know, the IAPP. I'm going to tell you why attorneys just don't need them. Like, they're just a waste for attorneys. Okay, so let's talk. I'm Candice Quinn, founder of Contract Hack, and I'm here to tell you from my own personal experience. I have 3 of the IAPP certifications. I have CIPP US, CIPP E, and IAGP, and they've done nothing for my career. Absolutely nothing, and I don't recommend that any attorney get them. You know, I spent the time and the money on these certifications. I got CIPP US in 2018, I got IAGP in 2024, and I got CIPP E just this year in 2025. And they have done absolutely nothing for my career whatsoever, and I don't recommend them. So here's what they tell you. Like, oh, we have these certifications. Get certified and build up your career. And maybe that works for some other professions, but it doesn't work for law school. But it doesn't work for lawyers, and I'm going to tell you why. So number 1, attorneys already know how to think. And any hiring manager that is looking at an attorney's resume, they already know that attorneys can learn really well, are really smart, can learn complicated issues fairly fast, like faster than the average person. This certification doesn't, any of the IAPP certifications isn't going to indicate to a hiring manager that you have a skill that they're looking for that might be lacking in the rest of the population. Just the fact that you are an attorney tells them that you have a skill that might be lacking in the rest of the population. And the certification itself is not really an indicator of any additional skill. But I fell for this scam and I kept falling for it. Like, I fell for it in 2021, I fell for it in 2024, and I fell for it this year in 2025. Hopefully I'm not going to fall for it again, but I can't guarantee because I'm human, right? Like, things sound good to me and I want to learn stuff, and I think having certifications sounds great. So I keep falling for these scams of get certifications and like make all your dreams come true. But the reality is that these certifications were never designed for attorneys. They were designed for other types of professionals. Professionals that don't typically work in regulated areas, that don't typically work in the types of careers that these certifications were intended for. So when all the privacy laws came out, these types of professionals needed to understand regulations, needed to understand how these laws overlapped with each other and worked in accordance with each other, and that wasn't something that they had basic knowledge in doing. And so that's what these certifications were intended for. The IT professional, the information security professional, they weren't intended for attorneys because we already know how to interpret laws and read regulations. They were intended for other types of professionals. And the IAPP just decided that they could also make money by marketing them to attorneys, which they've made a lot of money. Like, for me, thousands of dollars in test costs, thousands of dollars in training courses, and then the continuing education component, as well as the annual membership fee to keep these certifications active. But here's the kicker. I have never once had these certifications mentioned in any type of interview at all. Even when it's listed on the job description as a positive or even as a requirement, I have never had it mentioned. Secondly, I was at my own employer was hiring a privacy counsel, and I applied having these certifications, and I was told I didn't have enough experience to get it, even though I do have experience in privacy. I created an entire privacy program from scratch as the sole in-house counsel. I have worked entirely in privacy at times in my career, and I have always stayed up to date in privacy because of negotiating contracts that have privacy clauses and terms in them. But this still wasn't enough to even make me noticeable to my own employer. In fact, once they hired the privacy counsel, that privacy counsel wanted an assistant or wanted an attorney to work under them. And they've promoted someone else, or I shouldn't even say promoted, they moved someone else from my department to be the privacy counsel assistant, but didn't consider me. And when I asked why, they said, like, we didn't even consider you because you're good at commercial contracts. Like, that kind of hurt. And this person, they didn't want to move here. Like, they didn't also want it. It wasn't like they got it over me. Like, I just wasn't considered, and they got moved and didn't want to be moved. It's a weird situation, right? Like, why would you do that? Okay, so if these certifications aren't the way to make your career in privacy, then what is? Well, sadly, it's just experience. The market is so saturated with privacy attorneys right now. Even though they're marketing like this is a high demand career, it's not. There's so many privacy attorneys that there's more of them than there are roles to fill. So you need a lot of experience, very in-depth experience. And this is going to be more like, pivoting from a practice area that you don't like in order to get into privacy. You're going to have to kind of step in foot by foot, doing little low-level things in order to get some experience, and it's going to be a slow grind to get to where you're considered for a privacy counsel role. Even if you're not leading up the department, it's still going to be a slow burn to get there because it's so saturated that it's nearly impossible to get it with certifications alone. Even certifications and experience isn't enough, especially in my case, but in a lot of other cases as well. If you're looking to transition into this role, one, I would recommend rethinking why you want to do this. Two, know that it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really, really hard to do. And getting that experience that's going to actually land you a job, it might be impossible. Like it might be really impossible. Really make sure it's what you definitely want to do. And if it is, then focus on getting that experience. Now, there's a caveat. If your employer is willing to pay for these certifications, then by all means do it. Like if it's free to you and you can use your work time to study for the certifications, then do it. But I would not pay the money. I would not take the money out of my own bank account and pay for this at all because it doesn't get me anything, and now I have to pay to maintain it, and my employer doesn't want to pay to maintain it because guess what? I'm not a privacy counsel for them, so they don't want to maintain my privacy certification. So it's just not worth it if you're not already a privacy professional and you don't have an employer willing to pay for them. Okay, so we talked a little bit about who these certs might help, but in the legal world, they might help paralegals or legal admins that are looking to understand or possibly be able to help work on DPAs and other privacy documents at a lower than an attorney level, and it might be great for them. Again, I wouldn't recommend they pay for it out of pocket because it's very expensive, but if they have an employer paying for it, then it might be worth them spending the time to learn the information and get the certification. If you're a non-lawyer and you're in an adjacent to privacy role, I would still consider whether or not the market is too saturated for you. But if you are a non-lawyer and you are looking to go further into privacy, then sure, these certifications could be great for you, especially maybe if you have existing knowledge and can avoid a course on them and just pay for the exam. That could be great. When it comes to the AI one, AI is so saturated right now that I really don't recommend it at all. The AIGP, which is AI governance program, is really it's the bare minimum of a certification. And in all honesty, most organizations that I've seen are not providing this level of governance to AI at this point. It's great to know they should be providing governance for AI, but it's just moving too fast. And quite frankly, there's not enough change management in the world to get all of these companies to have an AI governance program that is actually realistically governing it. So the bottom line is, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what I think the truth is. And I think the truth is that these certifications are a waste of time and money for an attorney. No matter what your position is, no matter what you want your position to be, I don't think these certifications are going to do anything to further your career. I don't think you need these certifications to learn the material or prove that you have experience with the material. So I highly recommend just avoiding them, save your money, save your time, and focus on some other tangible skills like actual real experience or networking or even CLEs that will provide you more practical hands-on experience than these certifications will. And if you're considering a different type of certification and you just want my eyes on it or get my advice on whether or not you think it would be helpful or strategic to build your career, level your career up, go ahead and schedule a call with me. The link is in the pinned comment and the description below. I'm happy to talk through with you what your goal is, what certification you might be considering, and let you know my thoughts on it. I'm always looking out for the next scam, so I will definitely tell you what I really think, no holds barred. And if this topic resonated with you and you got scammed by IAPP, then drop a comment below to let me know what certification you got and what it didn't do to help your career. All right, bye for now, hackers.